Hello, Kat. How are you?
I'm great. Steve, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just at a cottage, which is why you see something completely different. Um,
Looks very cozy.
it definitely is for sure.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you some pictures later on once I'm back in town. Hello, mother of many ideas. Thanks for joining. Josie, thanks for joining. Josie went to Sedona, where those vortexes are. So I'm gonna have to pick her brains and everything all about that.
Yeah, they hold the annual Reiki retreats there in September, and it's a bucket list trip to go. So good for you,
Yeah.
Josie. That's great.
And Josie's like, "Hola, I'm bored." uh, oh, she's saying it's phenomenal. And mother of many ideas. Hello and good night. Hello.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think I'll go through the quick disclaimer. So, Kat and myself, we do tarot and we do not do reads for legal, medical, and financial advice because there are experts in those fields. And this is for arts and entertainment purposes only. Okay. I will let Kat take over because Kat came up with a brilliant idea of reviewing what happened last week. So over to you, Kat.
Yeah. So for those of you that were on the live last week, you'll recall that Steve and I both did something a little different, something that was isn't normally how we pull the cards for the collective. And we're going to review what we pulled in a minute. But as I'm going through the pull today, I'm thinking about the significant change that happened in the world this past week, following some interesting developments in the states. And it gave me pause when I went back and looked at our reading. I thought let me just go back and see what we said would be coming up for the week. Neither of us were thinking about the election. We were just, for whatever reason, we were compelled to do something a little differently. So the cards told me they wanted to focus on resources, money, and the markets, which is interesting because you always see a market shift after an election. And I think for those of you out there that are investing and that are working on your building your finances, or that how to play the market. Steve and I don't know anything about that, so we don't give any advice on that. But I just thought it was interesting because the cards were saying focus on the on money, on how now is a good time to invest, but you've really got to be careful. And the markets, of course, anybody who's been through an election phase can kind of predict what the markets are going to do. And so if you're one of those people and you've been watching the markets and the election, and you had taken some time to get your ducks in a row before the election, then you've probably made a little bit of money. And otherwise, maybe you sold stocks that should have been sold, or however it works. So I thought that was interesting. And then Steve's pull. You remember what you pulled last week, Steve?
I do not.
Well, I'll tell you. You you did something similar to me where you pulled a card that was sort of the thing that the deck wanted to talk about, and it was the world. You
Mm,
pulled the world card, which upright means the end of a phase, the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. How interesting. Neither of us were thinking about this, is just how the cards came out. Then you pulled the Seven of Swords in reverse. The seven in the suit is a turning point. It's about wisdom, it's about spirituality, it's about you're coming into yourself and something new is happening. When it's in reverse, I think you talked about how there's with it being a swords in reverse, it could mean making reparations, concessions, changing your mind about something. Queen of Wands in reverse, yielding, passive, giving to other people, maybe just not being as forthright as we once were. The High Priestess, talking about unconscious knowledge, refraining from sharing sensitive info. So because there's been a lot of divisiveness over the outcome of last week, and I think I think the cards were trying to tell the collective, just watch how you are with your friends and your coworkers, because there's going to be a lot of, sensitivity and a lot of raw feelings, and you're going to have to navigate that. So I thought that was really some crazy alignment with the cards that we pulled last week. What do you think about that, Steve?
Oh, 100%. And even with the high priestess, like secrets being revealed, and we see more and more disclosure coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that there's a lot of people that are not happy with the election results, and I know a lot of people that are. So it's kind of split 50-50, right?
Yeah.
So that's that. I mean, we all have our own opinions, and some of them don't even align with either. So, so anyway.
Yeah. There's people that don't know what to think, right? So there's the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
But it's just the cards the high priestess and the world. Those are some significant major arcana. So I know the high priestess doesn't come up that often, so it's kind of interesting to see. We have been seeing the world a lot lately, though. The world's been making an appearance a lot. It's like the ending of like cycles and timelines are ending and new ones are beginning. So such an interesting time right now, just fascinating.
Yeah.
So that was last week. We're moving forward to this week now. Steve, do you want to kick us off with what you pulled?
Sure. I just want to welcome Anum, Lenore, and Corey. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
All right. So the first card I've got is the Seven of Cups in reverse. So it's hard to see it here. Mm-hmm. The Seven of Cups in reverse, normally it's about, having a lot of options and choices. But when it's in reverse, it's kind of saying the opposite. So there's a lack of choices, a lack of options, or what's in front of you, like you're living in an imaginary world, okay, that options are available, but they're really not. The next I've got is the Ten of Wands, and this is really all about having such a huge burden on your shoulders. The weight of the world is on your shoulders. You just need to let it go. But the good thing, because it's a 10, you're close to the end. So it's very, very close in happening and letting it go. And lastly, we've got the Death card in reverse. And that really is, the Death card in the upright position is about something being let go and some new beginning happening. In the reverse, you're looking at it. It still might happen, but it's a very slow progression. And it's going to happen over a long period of time. So when I look at these three cards together, I'm kind of seeing that this week for some people, I think the changes that have happened, the choices that you possibly just made are not living up to the expectations that you wanted. So, for example, I'll take the U.S. election as an example. For those of you that, went for the Democrats, they didn't win, right? So that's like living like in that illusionary world, that Seven of Cups. However, there's still a way forward, okay? And this is saying that change is coming, and there's a lot of change that's going to happen. It's going to happen soon, and you're going to feel relieved. However, when we got the Death card that follows that, it's saying it's still going to happen, but guys, hang on, because it's not going to happen quickly anymore. It's going to take a long time for those changes to come about. So they're going to happen. They're just going to take a sweet ass time. What do you think, Kat?
Yep, agreed. And if you look at the advice of the cards, and what the advice might be for those is with the Seven of Cups, which can also be, and you guys, any of you that have been on enough of these lives know that sometimes Steve and I lens cards a little bit differently. And the reason for that is because these cards really, there's so many ways they can be interpreted depending on the other cards they're aspected with and what else is happening. But that 7 can also mean distraction. It can also mean that there's been, a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of stuff's being thrown up and you're like, oh my God, what do I look at? But when it's in reverse, it's actually a little bit better, because it means that in this context anyway, if this resonates, it means that you've been able to sort through all the confusion, and you've chosen a higher calling. You've actually got a way forward now. You're not mired in the confusion anymore. You've got a way forward. So that could be another way to interpret that card if that's resonating with you. And then the 10 of Wands is just like Steve says, it's being burdened. It's a positive card because you can see the end. The light is at the end of the tunnel. You're reaching the end of that. With Wands too, it can also mean the burden that you're bearing is other people's stuff that you're holding on to, and you need to stop and take care of yourself and not take on everybody else's stuff all the time. So if that's how you're feeling, if you're feeling like it's coming at you from all angles and you're doing your best to just help everybody out and do everything that they need you to do, it's a reminder to stop and take care of yourself and prioritize that as well, because you're useless to anyone if you end up wearing yourself out. And then the Death card in reverse, like Steve says, inertia, no, not moving forward at all. Death, it talks about change, right? It talks about change on the horizon, a rebirth, a new beginning, sort of like a lighter version of the world, maybe in an aspect. It's talking about there is new starts and new paths, but because it's different, it's uncomfortable. And because it's in reverse, it's as though you can't let go. You're struggling to let go and move on. And that's for some people, the way they're feeling this week is that stuff's never going to get better. It's always just going to be the same. Life's going to keep sucking. And I think the Death card, because it's a major arcana, it reminds us that your thoughts are a choice, and there's no such thing as a good event or a bad event. It's your reaction to it that deems it so. And the advice is to just do everything you can to let go and move on, embrace the change, and see where it goes, and keep an open mind. Definitely. Okay.
I just want to welcome Anita. Thanks for joining. She says hello to both of us, and she's on the YouTube channel.
Hello.
All right, so I'll turn it over to you, and then we will do the live readings. And Corey, yes, you're first. We will get to you right after Kat. And hello, Alice. Thanks for joining. Okay, go ahead, Kat.
I've got some really great cards. First one I pulled this week was the 10 of Pentacles. Really great card. It talks about a family dynasty. It talks about family money, but it can also mean you've got your family is connected to some resourceful individuals, or you've just got you're in a good position, some of you, to set your family up for success. So lovely card, absolutely great card. And then the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is sort of, again, it's another turning point card. It talks about how fate is kind of coming into things and intervening. And again, this won't apply to all of you. Some of you may be feeling like you're on a bit of a path right now that has a little bit of a life of its own, and it's the wheel is turning, and it can mean that things come full circle for you too, and you're feeling a little bit of deja vu with things sometimes, or you will this coming week. And then we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So it's still a good card. It means you've got a new endeavor, a new enterprise, but there's just been some setbacks, some obstacles got in the way. It's a lot of the time this can be because you don't want it bad enough. You just haven't found the hunger for it. So if any of you have something sitting on the back burner, something you really want to get started, it could be that it's waiting for you to get hungry enough to kick it off. What do you think, Steve, of these?
Yeah, like I look at your cards, and again, I really see that financial aspect to your cards. So it could be, again, it could be the stock market, because it has gone up and people may have found that fortune, which is great. So, and that's the 10 of Pentacles, and that is your Wheel of Fortune in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the Ace of Wands. So, I would say, that's about starting new beginnings, new passion projects, things like that. And that's kind of saying it's not happening just yet. So it sounds to me like stay with the status quo of what you have, because it's working for you, and forget about that new thing for now. It will eventually come, it will show up, but it's just not ready for you yet.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that will,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's get on with the live readings. We've got 4 on Instagram already.
Nice.
Anita and Alice on YouTube. If you would like a reading, we just need to know if you're male or female. I think that's pretty much clear. Whether you're under 30 or over 30, and your astrological sign. Because Kat pulls a signifier card, and I just pull whatever comes flying out of the deck, pretty much. Okay. All right. So the first one is Corey. Corey would like a reading. And the question,
Queen of
Corey
Wands.
or 4, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And her question is, what does this week have in store for me? All right. Oh. Okay, so I'll go while Kat finds your card. Corey, I've got the moon, and it's in reverse.
Ooh.
So that's telling me that, you know what, the illusions that you might have been going through, you're going to be able to see clearly through them this week. So if you feel like you're in the middle of a game, or someone's playing games with you, they're going to be exposed, and you're going to see exactly, who that person is and what they're doing. Okay. So let's see what Kat pulls, because that's going to add another layer to the moon.
My Queen of Wands is hiding. Where did you go, girl? Oh, there she is. So I got the Page of Swords. So I don't know if you've got any kind of ambitions or news coming. This is the Swords is the card of your ambitions and communications, and it could also be about conflict. But I think in this case, the Page, it means are you waiting to hear something about some plans or something that you want to do?
The other way I interpret that, Corey, is that court cards could represent people.
Mm-hmm, they could.
So the Page, this is someone who's got like high energy. So think of somebody in like high school. They're really, really excited about something, and sometimes they blurt out the truth, and it hurts without realizing. They can't contain themselves, or they're always full of new ideas. So if that is somebody around you, I would, be careful, because that somebody could be trying to outsmart you or make you look a little bit bad, but you're going to see right through it because it's very obvious. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that makes any sense, Corey.
If it's a person, it would be a young woman who's like an air sign, usually, is what that would represent if it's a person. So it could be somebody who's trying to pull the wool over your eyes as well.
Yeah. Hello, Izzy. Thanks for joining. Okay, so the next person is Lenore, which I think you have the information, and Lenore Elizabeth. If not, over 30, Scorpio.
I've got her.
Okay, so Corey's she's not connecting with this reading. So interesting. So you know what, Corey, keep an eye out this week, because it could be somebody new, right? Pages are something new. So this could be happening this week that's new for you. And then come back next week and let us know if it did happen or it made sense for the rest of the week. Okay, so Lenore, general vibe for the rest of November. All right.
Okay.
All right. welcome, Corey. Okay, Izzy, while we wait for Kat to pull Lenore's card, Izzy on YouTube, we just need to know if you are male, female, under or over 30, and your astrological sign so we can pull a card. All right, Lenore, this one's for you. Go ahead, Kat.
So we've got the Page of Wands in reverse. Wands talk about creativity and getting things done. Are you feeling a little bit insecure in your work? Are you feeling like there's some blockages or things that aren't working for you? That's my first instinct at this. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, page could represent a person, right? Or an energy. So when it's typically new energy about projects and passion and so on. Okay, so Lenore is saying 100%. Now I'm going to add to that layer and say you've got the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords is about getting away with something. So maybe someone not speaking the truth, someone not showing who they really are towards you, or even stealing an idea, right? So I don't know, Lenore, if that makes any sense with the 2 cards combined.
Do you feel you have to resort to some sneaky tactics, maybe? Happens to all of us.
Could be. Okay, then we've got, so I'll just read here who we have. We have Mother of Many Ideas next, then Josie, then Anum, and then Izzy. All right.
And I don't think I have Izzy. I have Anum.
Izzy's new. Well, I have her information, so we'll get.
You do? Okay, perfect. So Mother of Many Ideas, Page of Wands. That's Cheyenne. Page of Wands. General read.
Yeah. So Lenore's asking, the sword, can it be something I'm hiding from myself? Yes, it can be, because it's in reverse. Did I pull it in reverse? No, it was upright. If it's upright, I'm gonna say no. I can't remember if I pulled it upright or reverse.
It's upright.
But in the upright position, no, it's more your environment. If it's in reverse, then yes, definitely. All right. Okay. Okay, so Mother of Many Ideas, I've got the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So what that's telling me right now, when it comes to your energy or your financial woes, I'm going to say that you're holding back and you're restricting about spending money on people or spending your energy on people. You're withholding that, and that could be for many different reasons. So let's see what Kat has pulled.
Got the Queen of Cups. So this is the nurturer. This is a very approachable woman you feel safe with. I don't know if this could be somebody in your life, or this is an aspect of you. Maybe you're struggling with the struggling that Steve talked about in his card. Is there something maybe you need to nurture within yourself, or you need to find that side of yourself that can be a little bit more giving, a little bit more nurturing? I don't know if either of those cases, like I say, it's either a person or it's part of your persona that needs to come out.
She's saying it's me, and yes.
Okay.
So does the 6 of Pentacles in reverse make sense? Mother of Many Ideas, of withholding that energy or withholding money, not giving back to the community, that kind of a thing. All right. Yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, so next we have Anum. I think you have Anum's information. Yeah.
I do indeed, Anum.
She would like a general reading for the week. Okay. Mother of Many Ideas saying, I just stopped. Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting.
Okay, this one's for Anum. Oh, that's interesting. The top card just slipped out. Okay. Red Capes, thanks for joining. All right. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Anum, I've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. That to me is indicating that there's something that you almost are walking away from, but you're stuck and you don't know how to leave it. And whatever you're walking away from involves passion, involves love. And that could range from anything. That can range from a relationship, a friendship, a job. It could, a whole bunch of things. So whatever you feel like you're walking away from and you're stuck, that's it. Now let's see what Kat has pulled.
Stuck projects.
Mm.
So are you sort of in the point where you're looking at giving up on something that you've been struggling to get off the ground? Maybe?
Yeah, I have a few ideas what that could be for Anum. So Anum, let us know if that makes sense. Like that whatever you're working on project wise. Yeah, she's saying very accurate. Okay.
A lot of people feeling stuck right now.
Yeah. All right. So next we have Lenore. Did we do Lenore? No, we did Lenore. We did Lenore. Mm-hmm. Hold on, where are we here? Josie. You bet, Anum.
Queen of
Wands. I did get an email from, I believe it's your cousin, Anum. So thank you for that.
General for Josie?
No, she's got, Josie is looking for, where are we here? Relationship, when, where, whom.
Okay, it's a card each, Josie. When, where, whom.
How about this? Tall, dark, and handsome. And rich.
Don't forget rich.
All right.
Okay, love reading for Josie. Let's see what the cards have to say.
Okay, so I've got a card that came out for Josie. Interesting. I'm gonna see what you pull first. Lori Sue on YouTube. Yes, it's okay if you ask a question for sure. We'll get to you. I think you're like 2 or 3 away.
That's so interesting. The Queen of Cups again. So this is obviously not the tall, dark, and handsome person, but this is obviously, I think this could be, because you're asking about love and relationships and the Queen of Love and Relationships comes up. I think it's talking about maybe there's a part of yourself that you have to bring forward that, and it's funny because I was just listening to something about this today. Before I was watching Dr. Joe Dispenza and how he talks about the quantum field and how you have to be sort of what you want to bring in to your life. So you have to love yourself before somebody else can come and love you. So I think there's maybe that's a side of yourself again that's coming up. She seems to be coming up for everybody today, that you have to nurture and love yourself and sort of be the magnet that attracts that person. I'm sorry, it isn't that person, but it looks like it says you got to look at yourself before.
Yeah, and the Queen is also, she's a manifester, right? So I'm going to go back to exactly what you said. You want to be, or you need to be that's saying anyway. I'm not even going to repeat it because I can't. I'm going to get tongue twisted. But the card that I got for Josie is the 9 of Wands. Okay, so that fits in perfectly, Josie, with the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So it's telling me that you have a wall up, right? And the wall, you need to break that wall. And it's going to be a while before you do that, I think. But you do have the ability to do it, especially with the queen. You can manifest that, right? So, you know, I don't see any clear answer to your question, Josie, other than the fact that the cards are telling me that you need to work on yourself, right? So that's what I'm getting. Okay. All right. So we're going to go over to the YouTube channel. And we've got Izzy.
Okay. Izzy's new.
So we'll do that. Sag over 30 female.
Okay. Queen of Wands.
Yeah. And Izzy's looking for what's coming in love. There we go. So for the rest of you on YouTube, if you're new to the channel, just let us know if you are under or over 30, if you're male or female, and your astrological sign. Okay, because Cat pulls what we call a signifier card. All right. And if there's anyone on Instagram that I've missed or have just joined and would like a reading, let us know. Okay.
Okay. General read, right?
No, it's what's coming in for love.
For love. Okay. So I got the Six of Wands in reverse. So good card, but just like the Six of Wands talks about victory, about sort of accomplishing something and being recognized for it. Doesn't exactly align with love, but seeing it in reverse makes me think that if there may be a bit of a delay in you achieving that goal, maybe Steve's card can provide a little more context to that.
Yeah, I've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So the Queen in the upright position is generally, she's someone who is very self-sufficient. She's earned enough money for her and her family. She's very grounded. She's stoic in a sense. Loves nature. Okay, but when it's in reverse, what I'm getting or gathering is that there's a little bit of unbalance going on here. Okay, so you're not grounded, or it's not grounding, and I feel like Izzy, what's happening is you need to work on yourself first. You need to align your chakras, okay? Because right now it's going straight to chakras for me. I don't know why. I feel like you need a lot more grounding happening in your life. And if you're not grounded, you're kind of scattered. And with Cat's card being reversed as well, that delay, you know, in order for love to come towards you, you need to be in a good place. So if you're feeling a little bit scattered and unbalanced, then it's going to take a while, right? I don't know if this makes any sense to you, because again, I don't know you, neither does Cat. So let us know if that makes any sense, if there's a little bit of unbalance going on right now.
And if these, again, we're pulling a card each, which is going to give you like a tiny little sliver of a snapshot of an answer to your question. But if the cards aren't really saying what you'd like to hear them say, then the recommendation I would suggest is book some time with Steve and ask for like a deeper reading, asking, how can I turn this around? What can I do? What advice can the cards give me on how to improve my chances at a successful outcome? And he can sit down with you and do a really deep dive and get a little bit more advice for you than in a full spread that you'll find helpful.
Yeah. Hello, Miss K. We're just doing live readings. Thanks for joining. If you would like one, let us know. All right. Lori. So Lori's, would it be okay if I asked a question? Yes, Lori, if you're still there, again, just let us know if you are under over 30, your astrological sign. And I think we've got that you're probably female. So
did we get deets on Anita or Alice yet? Maybe they don't want to read. I don't know.
We do have Anita and Alice, but neither one of them have requested a reading. So
all right. No problem.
And then there's also Roberto.
Oh, Roberto.
Okay, so Roberto is, here we go. So while we wait for Lori, yeah, that's Taurus and over 30 and male. Okay. And that is general reading. So Roberto is coming right up.
Roberto. All right. General reading for the King of Pentacles coming up.
Ooh.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, all the kings but the Pentacle King. Where are you?
All right, so I'll start while you look. So Roberto, I've got the 3 of Swords in reverse. So that could mean one of a couple of things. And again, it'll depend on what Kat pulls as well. But the 3 of Swords in reverse is telling me that either you've avoided some kind of grief that's happening out there involving your heart, okay? Or you are having some internal issues on your own where there is grief. Okay, so it's one of those 2 issues. Now let's see the card that Kat pulls.
I got Swords as well, but it's the 8. So the feeling of being imprisoned, of being in bondage, of being sort of stuck and unable to move. But that feeling is just an illusion because there's swords all around you that you could use to cut your bondage and get out of your predicament. So the Suit of Swords talks about the realm of thought and communication. And in this case, it's, the illusion of feeling stuck when you really aren't. But I think the 3 of Swords in reverse is a little bit better than upright, right? So
yeah, it is, but I can't help thinking this is almost like a self-sabotage situation where he might feel stuck, but there is a way out, and it's like an internal thing.
Yeah.
So Roberto, I don't know if that makes any sense. Just a general reading that we feel like you might be stuck and going through something right now, and you feel like you can't get out, but there is a way out for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let us know if that makes any sense whatsoever. Okay. Okay, so here we go. There's this comment.
Couldn't have picked 2 better cards.
Exactly. This is exactly what I was thinking.
Wow. Good for you.
All right.
You dodged a bullet there, my friend.
Okay. So he's saying it makes a lot of sense. Good. Maggie, thanks for joining. Okay, Miss K would like a reading. Is it a general reading, Miss K?
Miss K. Do I have Miss K? Yes,
yeah,
I do.
XO, Miss K. Yeah.
Queen of Cups, general?
Yep. So far, I don't see, but I'm going to say yes to that. Yes, so general reading. And Roberto saying thanks to you both. 100% resonated. You're welcome.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. I've got the card. I actually like this card in reverse.
Okay. Sometimes they're better in reverse. I have one in reverse too.
Okay. Go ahead, Kat.
Ace of Swords in reverse. So again, swords, the realm of thought, ambitions. It can also mean politics, but in this case, it usually talks about an ambition, a strategy, something that you have that you'd like to do, a plan that you'd like to execute for yourself. But again, there's a block there. There's something that's keeping you from getting started, or it's a false start. Maybe you started it and it didn't quite kick off the way you wanted to, or maybe you're having doubts about the plan. What did you get, Steve?
Yeah. So it's interesting. I've got a sword as well, but it's the 9 of Swords in reverse.
What's with all these swords
So
today?
Miss K. Let's see here. Now that I see Kat's card, I'm going to say that this one here is really telling me that there is some internal anxiety possibly going on with some kind of an idea or not being able to speak your truth. Because swords is not only about intellect, but it's also about the written spoken word. And also could also represent contracts. So is there something that's giving you some anxiety that's not being implemented? Does that make sense to you? What do you think, Kat?
Or have you been, because the anxiety piece, with it being in reverse, could also mean she's starting to come out of that anxiety.
Yeah.
Something that you're having some success with, but it seems like you're still struggling with an idea that maybe coming out of the anxiety will help you resolve that idea.
Yeah. The other thing that it could also potentially signify is that she kind of averted a situation of starting something new, and now she's come and she's seen that, and that anxiety is now gone because it is in reverse, right? So there's multiple ways of interpreting that. So with 2 cards, it's not giving enough information, but see if that makes sense, Miss K. Let us know if that makes sense. Teresa, thanks for joining. We're just doing the live reading, so if you want one, let us know. Okay, Miss K is saying, yes, I definitely have anxiety, but I'm trying to come out. This is spot on.
Nice.
Yay. All right. Okay. Okay. So there is, okay, so I don't see any more questions from YouTube, and I don't see anything more from Instagram. So last call. Oh, you're welcome, Miss K. She's got like a smiley face and 2 hearts.
Aww.
Okay, if there's anyone, okay, so Teresa, sure, what do the cards say today? So Teresa, 1927, do you have her information?
I do not.
Okay, so Teresa, we just need to know, we know you're female, we just need to know if you're under or over 30 and what your astrological sign is, because Kat pulls what we call a signifier card.
Yes. General read, right?
Okay, this one just came flying out for Teresa, so I'm using that one. So over 30 Gemini, female.
Queen of Swords. All right.
Okay, I will go ahead and while Kat looks for the card. So Teresa, I've got the 4 of Cups. And this card is not the happiest of cards, but what it's telling me is that there's something that you need to take a step back and relook at it, contemplate it, meditate on it, and make sure that it's right for you. Okay. Kat, what did you pull?
I got Cups too, but I got that notoriously distracting Seven of Cups.
Mm.
So a little confusion, a little bit of, I don't know, can't see the forest for the trees a little bit, too much going on in your life right now. Maybe, and that Four of Cups maybe is a sign that you need to take a step back and sit down and just kind of go within and try to process it, because there's a lot that's going on right now that's confusing and distracting you. And
Yeah, because Teresa, the Seven of Cups is all about having a lot of choices, like almost too many options. So she's saying lots going on. So yeah, so you know what? The cards are saying, they're telling you, take a step back,
yeah,
go back,
Mhm.
recontemplate, meditate on the choices that you have or the options you have going forward to come up with a correct decision. So
Yeah.
don't rush into something. Just, take your time.
Mhm.
Sandy, thanks for joining. We're good, Sandy. How are you doing? Adam, thanks for joining. So, Sandy, we're just at the live portion where if you want a reading, let us know. You're welcome, Teresa. All right. Okay, so yeah, Sandy's saying could be better. Did you want a reading, Sandy? Let us know. Yeah, so she does Pisces. You've got her information. Pisces over 30. Yeah.
She's my cup, Sandy. General read?
Yeah. Do you have a specific question, Sandy, or just want a general reading?
General, is it? Or
General.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Yep, general.
See what the cards say for Sandy.
Okay.
I've got that Ace of Swords in reverse again.
Oh, wow. That's coming out quite often for you tonight.
Isn't that funny? Struggling with an idea, not trying to come up with an idea or a new strategy or a thought on something. Sandy, are you having a bit of a mental block? What you get, Steve?
And it's funny because I feel like this reading is very much work related or career related or something. I've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse.
Ooh.
So yeah, what that's telling me, Sandy, is that the Eight of Pentacles is typically in the upright position is about mastery of your job, mastery of your finances. Like you've achieved that level where no one can be as good at that job or whatever it is as you are. But when it's in reverse, it's telling me that there's some kind of a block from that happening. And with Kat's Ace of Swords being in reverse as well, it's almost as if there's an idea there's an idea you want to roll out and it's not happening, and that would put you on top of everything. So let us know if that resonates with you. Like there's something that's just being blocked for you right now, Sandy, to be able to achieve what you should be achieving. Hello, Helen. Thanks for joining. And I'll be seeing you soon, my dear. Helen, let us know. We're doing live polls right now. So if you want a reading, let us know.
Helen, I don't have her. Helen is, do you know her sign, Steve?
I do not.
Hmm.
So I'm going to say I know it's female over 30, but will always be 29 to me. And Helen, what's your astrological sign? Virgo. Okay, so there we go.
Pentacles. Perfect. So we're doing a read for Helen?
Yes.
General?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, that just came out.
So with this, I'm going to take it because it jumped right out. Ooh. 2 of Cups.
Oh, and I've got the Queen of Swords in reverse.
Whoa. Okay.
So, Helen, the Queen of Swords, normally in the upright position, she's somebody who's looking for the truth. And if you don't tell her the truth or she can't seek the truth, she's going to cut you up with a sword. Okay. But it being in reverse is telling me that she's either being fooled by somebody. And because Kat pulled the 2 of Cups, there's some kind of a partnership here that's going on, whether it be a friendship or relationship, something to do with work type relationship, that you're not seeing the truth for what it is. There's someone that seems to be pulling the wool over your eyes, and I don't know if that makes any sense. Kat, what do you think of these 2 cards?
I think I'm going to pull one more because I want to pull from her signifier. And that 4 of Cups came up. So there's another card saying it's time for you to sit and think and meditate and reflect, because there's a partnership that's maybe got this Queen of Swords could be, like you say, somebody maybe interfering with the partnership, and you might need to go within and do a little bit of, or you might need to even just step aside a little bit and let things cool down. Maybe, I don't know if the problems with that other person, it's saying, get out of this, step aside from it a bit and just kind of go within and do a little bit of introspection and reflection. Because I think that's, you have to guide your mind.
Yeah, is it the right partnership?
Yeah.
So it's basically the Cups is saying, step back, think about it for a while.
Yeah.
Let it marinate and then make a decision. So, so Helen, does that make sense?
Could be work, could be personal, could be either.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Reading makes complete sense. Been pulling the 4 of Cups frequently. There you go. So take the time out for yourself and figure out who around you could be pulling the wool over your eyes, or what kind of partnership that you really need to just figure out if it's worth it, right? Is it worth continuing? Is it not worth continuing? Or is it maybe you have to do it from a different angle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's the last of the comments. But let's talk about, Sandy here. I've been sick for a few weeks, went to the doctor, and he's concerned and did more tests, waiting on these results. I just said to my daughter that I can't be sick. It would affect my work. That's interesting, because we did pull the 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes perfect sense, Sandy. Okay, so just one thing that I want to put out there. So for those of you that are in Toronto, and even more in the East End, Kat and I will be hosting a sound bath and Reiki session. So I'll be playing the sound bowls, and Kat will be going around doing Reiki on the people. It will be happening towards the end of November. Is it the 30th, I believe?
30th, yeah.
30th. So look out for our ad. It will be posted. I'll post it again on the story tomorrow. And we're limiting this to a very small group. We want it to be intimate. And I believe it's 55 a person, and it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay. So if you're interested, the link will be, it's in my link tree, and I believe it's in Kat's link tree as well.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to start closing it off, and I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined. We love doing the readings for you. Again, pass this channel along, mine and Kat's, and don't forget to follow us and come back every Sunday, because we're here. And I'll turn it over to Kat to close it off.
Yeah, want to thank everybody again. And just a reminder, Steve does a really mean deep dive reading, so don't hesitate to reach out to him. I'm the tarot enthusiast. I've been a hobbyist for a couple of decades now. Steve was kind enough to ask me to join his lives, but he's the one that does the reads, the in-person reads, and he's highly recommended. So do consider getting a nice big read with Steve and getting some of your questions answered with some good advice. And until next time, we'll see you all later. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.